Hi everyone, it's Trucker Ray here with an update from Surrey, BC, Port Hills actually, and we are just about ready to start our day and head off on our first trip down to Oregon. That's right, my orientation is complete with iHaul and it went really well. The only monotonous thing about it was all the modules I had to go through, but I did actually learn quite a bit through those modules, which wasn't bad. Some things were obvious that we should have known years ago, but then again, there's a lot of people that don't practice a lot of these things in these modules, and if they did, it would make their lives a whole lot easier. So, first trip down to Oregon, and then from there I think they're sending me to California. However, on this update, I just wanted to introduce you to the new truck and show you a little bit around, it a little bit, and because I've never been in a 2019 Cascadia, and it is a very nice truck, and I got it all set up and she's all ready to go. All right, some specs on the engine. It is a Detroit DD13 12.8 liter with 410 horsepower under the hood. Feels like it's got a lot more than 410 horsepower. And the transmission is a DT12DB 450 heavy-duty 12-speed direct. So first of all, we're going to have a look at our dash, and it's got a nice digital readout. You can switch that to whatever you want. Your trip, mileage, anything from your speedometer. I think the older one, the other Cascadia, I do believe it only had the gauges, so this is kind of a nice thing. Plus you can change everything right on your steering wheel, right from your stereo. All right, we'll get a little look here. We also have the additional air gauges. We've got 1, 2, 3 air gauges, an oil gauge, a turbo gauge, and down here we have a gauge here that lets you know how your fuel filter is making out, which is really cool actually. Plus gauges for your transmission, your axles, and your stereo. Excuse me. Your engine fan. I guess that is your HAS off. You can just override that there. You've got your engine shutdown override. Automatic traction control. You can hit that, or should I say that's a bypass as well. And the lighting, of course, your spike, and your inner axle, your forward differential, your rear diff, and of course your slide, your fifth wheel slide, and your suspension dump right there. And the one thing that I do like about it, it's got a nice flat surface on the dash here, so you can put a few things up there if you need to. Not too much, because you don't want to be cluttered, and because the scales will just pull you in. So I normally don't have that there, but right now I was charging it. Let's try charging this again. That's why that's on there. I might charge that at night. And my APU unit just kicked in. So that's another thing that's nice about this truck. It's got an APU. Looking at the storage area, this is right in front here, right above the passenger seat. A nice big bunk here. You can put your paperwork up here. Yeah, I put my trip envelopes and everything up here, plus my owner's manual to the truck. There's a whole bunch of storage right in here. And as you guys know, when I do my driving, I like to have some nuts on hand. And there's another storage locker right up in here where I put my toiletries, so when I go out to a shower I can just grab it, or just want to brush your teeth, whatever. So that one there, this one here, and also there's storage right here, right above the passenger seat. Nice big huge cubby in here. This truck has got a ton of storage in it. And of course there's the other one above the driver's seat. I mean, on the International there was very limited space where you could put anything. This truck has got endless storage. And we look over here and we got our CB radio, and what I like about the way they've got this set up here, they've got a gap here, like an open area here, and they've got an open area here, and I have more than enough room to put my VHF radio in there, and I love that. And there's room in here for external speakers. I've got one back there, you just can't see it, but if I turn it up, you can hear it. It's a lot better than having just the original speaker that's on the radio. All right, the seating, I don't think this is leather, I think it's vinyl, but it's a lot better than, in my opinion, than cloth, because the cloth, it just warms up. You end up with a sweaty back when you're driving, and I just don't like it. Plus, these seats are incredibly comfortable, and not only on the driver's side, but also the passenger side. And I've got my organizer on this seat, and my cooler down there as usual. And yeah, first thing I'm going to show you guys before we go into the sleeper is the lighting in here. The lighting in here is amazing. It's almost like you're in an airplane. It looks really cool, and it really illuminates everything inside this truck. So why don't we have a look and see. First, let's start from the top and we'll work our way to the bottom. They've got the top bunk here, and I like this too. If I ever had a chance to use this bunk, it's got a ladder. So when you have it down, you can just drop that down and the ladder comes right straight down, and people don't have to worry about, because there's really nothing to step on here to get up there. So that's, I guess, the reason why is because they have the ladder here. Now, we'll look in here as well. Storage. This is great storage. There's a ton of room in here for food up here. There's lots of room in here, and as you can see, I've stocked up on my food. So this is right above the microwave, and they've got the cubby here for the microwave. And I like this because the other cubbies that we used to have before, you could only fit a 17-inch, and that's what this one is. But I think you could probably get maybe an 18 or a 19-inch in here if you wanted to. But I would probably just do this 17. It makes it a lot easier. And this is my little station here for my laptop, and it's also got the stand for the TV. So when I get myself another TV, because the other one I had, I left it in my other truck because it was just too much of a pain in the butt to move it out. So it only cost $200. It doesn't matter. The next guy must have been really thrilled when he got a new TV in his truck. So here we go. This little slot here where we would put toiletries, or not toiletries, let's try that again, right? Where you would put some cutlery, like, or just wiring or whatever, or whatnot. I guess you could call it my junk drawer. There you go. And down here we have the fridge. And this fridge has got quite a bit of room in it. It's not too bad, but you know, a fridge is a fridge, and it does work really, really well. And it's got a little freezer in here. And it's too bad. I really wish I was going to get the other fridge, the one that slides out, because the ones with these doors on, they never really close properly. So if I do this, okay, it's closing now because I have to tighten it up. But I mean, this is a relatively new truck, and I had to tighten that door up just to make it so it wasn't going to flop open when I drive. So as you can see, it's relatively roomy in here. One thing I like about this truck that the other one didn't, it's got really nice lighting. You can create some really nice ambience. There's a light under here as well. The other truck had this too, the International, but this is nice. This has got a nice LED that shines right down on your laptop. So we got the lighting there, and as we move over here, there's lighting over here. So it creates some really romantic ambience here, and it's just very, very cozy. It also has, which I thought was really neat, a reading light. So if you want to read something, say you want to pull out your tray here. The last guy used this as a cutting board. Look at these scratches, isn't that terrible? I don't know why somebody would do something like that, but I use this to put my Bible on when I'm reading. And then I'll take this light here and just aim it right over top, and it lights up that area quite beautifully. And then it has a little place where it clips into, right there, and then it just shuts itself off. Well, it doesn't shut itself off, but the button is there. So, and we have our APU unit, power unit, which I have figured out. A lot of people are like, how on earth do you run this thing? I have figured this thing out. I've mastered this thing. Maybe I might make a video one day how to use that. And of course your heating controls when the truck is driving or riding if you had a passenger, or if you just want to keep the truck warm in the back while you're driving, you just turn some of that up. And you can control your lighting back here as well. And I think last but not least, there's more storage down here where I have some of my plates, my cutlery, my apple cider vinegar, which I can't say enough about how amazing that stuff is. The only thing that I don't like about this truck, the only thing I don't like about it, let me see if it has it up here. Yeah, all of these cabinets, none of them have like a little groove inside of it, like on the top. So if you put something on top, it'll stay there. Some trucks have that. This one doesn't have it. That one doesn't have it. And neither does that one, obviously, and not that one, obviously. So if you put something on top like this bag up there, if it had a little bit of an indent, like a little groove in there, that bag wouldn't slide off when you turn a corner. Well, I learned out the hard way when I drove a little bit yesterday. Everything that I had on the top of these things fell right off. And I figured it would, but I was thinking, oh, maybe if I put like some kind of a strapping up there, but there's nothing to hook it up to. So Cascadia did a great job on this truck. If they would have had it so you could put something in there, or at least had a little clip where we can strap it down, my goodness, it would have been absolutely perfect. So there you have it, my friends. A look at the truck I will be driving for iHaul. And I'm looking forward to this experience because there's a lot of positives with this company. One day I'll go into the pay structure with you, but it's a lot. There's a lot of incentive to work here. Your pay increases every year, which I really like, and I'm looking forward to it. Your pay also increases every quarter if you drive a little bit more miles, if you are consistent with your miles, plus your safety bonus. There's a lot of ways to make extra money with this company. I'm really happy with that. I've never been a huge money hungry person, but it is a nice incentive, especially when you're working really hard and you're putting in a lot of miles. And when you get that little bonus, it makes you feel like you're appreciated. So I really do like that. So I hope you like the new truck. And I know someone had left a message and said, why do you change jobs so often? And I would have to say, if you know me well enough to know that I've had to change jobs, then you also know the reasons why. Why I've changed jobs. I'm not going to say any more than that. I guess people just need to get their opinion out. But I don't let those bother me anymore. I learned my lesson. So, you will see me on my next video, which will probably be up in about a week. The shooting will start today, so I can't really get you one up right away because I need to shoot the coverage first. So again, I want to thank iHaul for bringing me aboard. Bill and Sean in the safety office for doing such an amazing job on making me and another gentleman feel very welcome here, and making sure this truck was spec'd out, or should I say cleaned out really nice, and it looked brand new when I got in here. And the treads on the drives were a little bit low, but Bill said, hey, you know what, get your first rounder in, or your first cycle in, and get it back here, and we'll get those tires off and we'll get them changed and get some decent tires on there, so when you have to travel the mountains, you'll be okay. And that's nice to know that. And another thing I really like, before I let you go, they don't use retreads. That is amazing. They don't use retreads on their trucks or their trailers. That's a huge bonus, because you know the way retreads are for my fellow drivers out there. So that is it for now. We'll be heading to Portland and then down to California. So we'll see you on our next video. God bless you all in the name of Yeshua. If you have a question, leave it on the bottom of the comment section, and I'll see if I can answer it for you the best of my ability. Until next time, blessings in the name of Yeshua. Bye for now.